Think back for a moment. Wasn't climbing a flight of stairs just climbing stairs? Wasn't carrying that bag of groceries simply part of the routine, maybe even done without a second thought? Now, perhaps things feel a little different. A little heavier, a little slower. You might find yourself pausing halfway up, catching your breath, or needing an extra moment, maybe a little push, to get out of a comfortable chair. It's so easy to just chalk it up to the years passing by, a natural, unavoidable part of the journey. We tell ourselves, this is just what happens when you get older. We accept it, perhaps with a quiet sigh. But what if I told you there's something else going on, something quieter, almost invisible, happening deep within your body right now? It's not just about creaky joints or needing reading glasses. It's about the very foundation of your strength, your energy, your ability to do. It's about your muscles. They might be gradually, silently disappearing. There's a scientific name for it, sarcopenia, but let's just call it age-related muscle loss. And here's the truly startling, perhaps even alarming, part. By the time you reach the age of 70, you might have unknowingly lost up to 40% of your peak muscle mass. Imagine that nearly half of the strength you once had, potentially gone. It's like a silent thief, working away in the background, stealing your vitality bit by bit, often without you even noticing until suddenly, everyday tasks feel unexpectedly challenging. And this isn't just about feeling a bit weaker. This loss has real, tangible consequences. Serious research from highly respected institutions like Johns Hopkins University reveals a shocking statistic: seniors experiencing significant muscle loss face a staggering 320% increased risk of developing mobility issues, difficulties walking, getting around, things that could seriously jeopardize that precious independence we value so much, potentially leading down a path towards needing walkers, wheelchairs, or more reliant care. So, the crucial question becomes, is this inevitable? Do we simply have to accept this decline, this gradual fading of our physical capabilities, as an unavoidable part of aging? Here's the hopeful, empowering answer: no necessarily. Yes, age plays a role, but it's not the whole story, and it certainly doesn't mean we are powerless. There's a crucial piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked, sometimes even by healthcare professionals. It's the role of tiny, yet incredibly powerful, nutrients essential for muscle health. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing these vital substances from food, or sometimes our diets simply don't provide enough. Astonishingly, estimates suggest that up to 78% of older adults are deficient in these silent guardians of muscle strength. So, what are these crucial building blocks? The good news is that science, particularly research from esteemed bodies like the National Institute on Aging in the US, has been hard at work identifying them. They've pinpointed a team of 6 key vitamins and nutrients, let's call them our muscle allies. These allies have shown remarkable potential, not just to slow down muscle loss, but in some cases, even to help rebuild some of the strength we thought was gone for good, even for those well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. And this isn't just wishful thinking. There's solid scientific evidence. For instance, one specific nutrient in this group was highlighted in a clinical study where it helped improve muscle strength significantly in 87% of participants in just about 14 days. 2 weeks. Yet, ironically, this is often a nutrient most of us aren't getting enough of from our daily meals. So, let's pull back the curtain together. Let's dive deep and get to know these 6 invaluable allies, understand exactly who they are, and discover how they can help us preserve our strength, our vitality, and our precious independence for years to come. Creatine, the backup battery, and repair signal for your muscles. When you hear the word creatine, maybe your mind jumps to young athletes or bodybuilders chugging protein shakes. While creatine is indeed famous in the sports world, thinking it's only for the young is a huge oversight. In fact, creatine might just be the single most overlooked, secret weapon for older adults seeking to maintain muscle mass and strength. Creatine is a completely natural substance. Our bodies even produce a small amount, and it's found naturally in meat and fish. It works in some very unique ways. Imagine this when your muscles need to perform quick, powerful bursts of activity. Think standing up quickly from a chair, climbing a steep step, or crucially, catching yourself to prevent a fall. They need an immediate, high-octane source of energy. Creatine acts like a backup battery or a rechargeable power pack within your muscle cells. It helps rapidly regenerate the primary energy molecule, ATP, providing that instant fuel needed for these short, intense efforts. As we age, this rapid energy reserve naturally dwindles, making these essential movements more difficult. Supplementing with creatine helps refill this backup battery. But that's not even the most exciting part about creatine for older adults. Perhaps even more remarkable is its role in muscle repair and rebuilding. Inside our muscles are special cells called satellite cells. Think of them as the muscle's dedicated repair crew, always on standby, ready to activate and fix muscle fibers that get damaged through daily activity or the natural aging process. It's thanks to this crew that our muscles can maintain themselves. Sadly, research shows that after age 60, the activity of this crucial repair crew can decrease by as much as 50%. That means the muscle's ability to repair and regenerate itself is cut in half, which is a major reason why muscle loss accelerates as we get older. And here's where creatine truly shines. Scientific studies have demonstrated that creatine supplementation can act like a powerful signal, helping to wake up and boost the activation of these satellite cells by as much as 35%. It's like sending a strong message to the repair crew, telling them to get back to work more diligently. This significantly enhances the muscle's ability to regenerate and maintain itself. What about real-world results? A compelling clinical trial focused specifically on seniors found that those who combined creatine supplementation with simple, light-resistance exercises, nothing strenuous, just basic movements, increased their muscle strength by an impressive 14% and, importantly, gained an average of nearly 1 kilogram, about 2.2 pounds of lean muscle mass in just 12 weeks. Achieving similar results through exercise alone would typically take a much longer time. More strength and more muscle mass mean everyday tasks become easier, climbing stairs feels less daunting, carrying bags is more manageable, and most importantly, the risk of falling decreases, helping preserve that invaluable independence. So, where do we get creatine? As mentioned, red meat and fish contain it. However, to reach the therapeutic doses shown to be effective in studies, is around 3-5 grams per day for older adults. Note this is much lower than what athletes often use, and no loading phase is needed. You'd have to eat an enormous amount of meat or fish daily, perhaps over a kilogram, 2.2 lbs of beef. This is clearly impractical and not advisable for overall health. Therefore, supplementing with creatine in powder form becomes a sensible and necessary approach. When choosing a supplement, look for creatine monohydrate. This is the most researched, most proven, and safest form. It's often recommended to choose a product labeled micronized. This means the powder particles are ground much smaller, making it dissolve more easily in water and potentially improving absorption, which can be helpful as our digestive systems may become less efficient with age. What about safety? You can be very confident. Over 200 peer-reviewed scientific studies have confirmed the safety of creatine monohydrate, even with long-term use in older populations. Excitingly, recent research even suggests potential additional benefits for brain health and cognitive function. Magnesium, the relaxation, mineral and energy facilitator for muscles. Next up is a mineral, not a vitamin, but one that's incredibly crucial for muscle function and is often overlooked: magnesium. Magnesium deficiency is surprisingly common among older adults, and it plays a significant role in muscle deterioration. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of processes in the body, but for our muscles, it has two particularly vital roles. First, it helps muscles relax after they contract. Think of it this way: calcium is needed for muscles to contract. Magnesium acts like a natural gatekeeper, or calcium blocker, helping to usher calcium out of the muscle cell after the contraction is finished, allowing the muscle to return to a relaxed state. When the body is low on magnesium, calcium tends to linger inside the muscle cells, keeping them partially contracted or unable to fully relax. This is a primary cause of those annoying and often painful muscle cramps, especially leg cramps at night, feelings of muscle tightness, stiffness, or spasms. This constant state of tension makes muscles fatigue faster and accelerates their breakdown. The second key role of magnesium is its involvement in energy production, ATP. As we learned with creatine, ATP is the main energy currency for all our cells, including muscle cells. Muscles are incredibly active tissues, demanding a constant supply of energy. If magnesium levels are low, the process of generating ATP falters, like a factory running short on essential raw materials. The result is muscle weakness, fatigue, low endurance, and feeling drained quickly during everyday activities. Furthermore, magnesium is also essential for protein synthesis within the muscles. Protein is the building block of muscle tissue. Research indicates that even a mild magnesium deficiency can hinder the muscle's ability to repair itself and build new protein structures, contributing significantly to age-related muscle wasting. Worryingly, statistics suggest that over 60% of older adults do not get enough magnesium from their diet alone. Why is this so common? Partly because modern diets often lack magnesium-rich foods. Also, our ability to absorb magnesium from food can decrease with age. Adding to the problem, many common medications frequently used by seniors can actually deplete the body's magnesium stores further. These include diuretics, often used for high blood pressure or swelling, proton pump inhibitors, PPs like omeprazole, used for acid reflux and stomach ulcers, and certain antibiotics. This creates a perfect storm for deficiency. The symptoms of magnesium deficiency: fatigue, muscle weakness, cramps, eyelid twitches, are often vague and easily dismissed as just normal signs of aging, meaning many people suffer without realizing the underlying cause. So, how can we boost our magnesium levels? First, focus on diet. Excellent food sources include dark leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale, nuts and seeds, almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, whole grains of brown rice, oats, and legumes of beans, lentils. However, as mentioned, diet alone might not be enough for many older adults. If supplementation is needed, it's important to choose the right type. Common, inexpensive magnesium supplements are often in the form of magnesium oxide. While this form contains a high percentage of elemental magnesium, it's known to be poorly absorbed by the body and frequently causes digestive side effects like diarrhea, leading many people to stop taking it. Instead, look for more bioavailable organic forms that are gentler on the stomach, such as magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. Studies show that magnesium glycinate, for example, can be absorbed several times better than magnesium oxide and is much less likely to cause digestive upset. The recommended daily intake of magnesium for older adults is around 320 mg for women and 420 mg for men. However, individual needs vary, so consulting with your doctor is crucial. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, for strength and balance. When we think of vitamin D, bones usually come to mind first. And yes, vitamin D is absolutely essential for helping our bodies absorb calcium, keeping our bones strong and preventing osteoporosis. But its role extends far beyond the skeleton. Vitamin D is critically important for the health and function of our muscles, especially as we age. Inside our muscle cells, there are special landing sites called vitamin D receptors. When vitamin D levels in the blood are adequate, the vitamin binds to these receptors like a key fitting into a lock. This triggers a cascade of events within the muscle cell that are essential for maintaining muscle strength, proper function, and efficient contraction. Conversely, if the body is deficient in vitamin D, these receptors remain inactive, the necessary processes don't get switched on, and the result is a gradual weakening and atrophy, shrinking of the muscles, reduced coordination, and poor balance. This isn't just theory. Numerous clinical studies have clearly shown a strong link between vitamin D levels and muscle performance in older adults. People who maintain optimal vitamin D levels consistently demonstrate better muscle strength, measured by things like grip strength, improved balance, and faster walking speed compared to those who are deficient. One major review of studies found that adequate vitamin D supplementation could reduce the risk of falls in the elderly by about 20%. A reduction in falls is direct evidence of improved muscle function and balance. And we all know how devastating a fall can be for an older person, often leading to serious injuries like hip fractures and a rapid decline in health and independence. Unfortunately, vitamin D deficiency is remarkably common, particularly among seniors. It's estimated that at least 40% of older adults worldwide are lacking in this vital nutrient. The rates are even higher among those living in regions with limited sunlight, like northern latitudes during winter. Those who spend most of their time indoors, like the frail or homebound elderly, and individuals with darker skin pigmentation, as melanin reduces the skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight. Furthermore, our skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sun exposure naturally decreases as we get older. If you've been feeling unusually tired, experiencing unexplained muscle weakness, or feeling less steady on your feet lately, a vitamin D deficiency could certainly be a contributing factor. A simple blood test can easily measure your vitamin D levels and reveal if you're deficient. As mentioned earlier, vitamin D is also crucial for regulating calcium absorption, and calcium is essential for muscle contraction. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't absorb calcium efficiently from your diet. This means your muscles don't get the calcium they need to contract properly, leading to weakness and impaired coordination. So, how do we ensure adequate vitamin D? The best natural source is sensible exposure to sunlight. Spending about 15-20 minutes outdoors most days, with some skin-exposed like arms and legs, during morning or late afternoon hours, avoiding the intense midday sun, can allow your body to produce significant amounts of vitamin D. However, this can be challenging for many older adults due to mobility issues, weather conditions, or concerns about skin cancer. Dietary sources include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, herring, egg yolks, and fortified foods like milk, some yogurts, and breakfast cereals. While helpful, these food sources often don't provide enough vitamin D to correct a deficiency or meet optimal daily needs. Therefore, supplementation is frequently recommended for older adults. The typical suggested daily intake is between 800 and 1,000 IU/s international units. However, many experts now advocate for higher doses, often recommending 1,000 to 2,000 IU per day, especially for those with limited sun exposure or known deficiency. When choosing a supplement, look for vitamin D3 cholecalciferol. Research clearly indicates that D3 is significantly more effective, up to 87% more, at raising blood levels of vitamin D compared to vitamin D2 ergocalciferol. Also, opt for products from reputable brands that undergo quality testing, as look for seals like USP verified if available. Since vitamin D is fat-soluble, taking it with a meal containing some fat can enhance absorption. If choosing a liquid or softgel form, check the carrier oil. Olive oil is often considered a better choice than lower-quality vegetable oils. Vitamin B12, the communication, messenger, and fuel line for the nerve-muscle connection. Let's move on to another vitamin that frequently becomes deficient in older adults, vitamin B12. The main reason is that as we age, our stomach produces less acid and less of a crucial protein called intrinsic factor, both of which are necessary to properly absorb B12 from the food we eat. It's estimated that up to 30% of people over 50 suffer from a condition called atrophic gastritis, thinning of the stomach lining, which severely hinders B12 absorption. Vitamin B12 plays an absolutely critical role in maintaining the health of our nervous system. Think of it as the essential insulation and maintenance crew for the nerve wires that carry signals from our brain to our muscles. Without enough B12, these nerve pathways can become damaged. Specifically, B12 is vital for maintaining the protective myelin sheath that covers nerve fibers. When this sheath breaks down due to B12 deficiency, nerve signals become scrambled or slowed down. This leads to a range of neurological symptoms affecting muscle control, including muscle weakness, poor coordination, difficulty walking, unsteady gait, numbness or tingling sensations, pins and needles, in the hands and feet, and even tremors. What's particularly insidious about B12 deficiency is that these symptoms often develop very gradually, over many years, making them easy to mistake for normal aging or other age-related conditions. Many people suffer unnecessarily simply because the deficiency goes unrecognized. Furthermore, vitamin B12 is essential for the production of healthy red blood cells. Red blood cells are the delivery trucks that carry oxygen from our lungs to all tissues, including our hard-working muscles. Muscles desperately need oxygen to generate energy efficiently. If you're deficient in B12, your body can't make enough healthy red blood cells, leading to a type of anemia, resulting in your muscles being starved of oxygen. The consequences are feelings of fatigue, weakness, shortness of breath, and reduced stamina during physical activity. It's also crucial to be aware that certain common medications can increase the risk of B12 deficiency. The most notable ones are metformin, a very widely used drug for type 2 diabetes, and proton pump inhibitors, PPIs like omeprazole, lansoprazole, esomeprazole used for acid reflux, heartburn, and stomach ulcers. Both of these drug classes interfere with the body's ability to absorb B12. If you are taking either of these medications regularly, it's especially important to have your B12 levels checked periodically by your doctor. Dietary sources of vitamin B12 are almost exclusively animal products: meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy products. Plants do not naturally contain vitamin B12. Due to the absorption problems common in older adults, relying solely on food sources often isn't enough to prevent or correct a deficiency. Therefore, supplementation is frequently necessary. The recommended daily allowance RDA for adults is 2.4 micrograms 7 cg. However, because of poor absorption, supplemental doses usually need to be much higher, often ranging from 500 to 1,000 mg per day, or even more, depending on the severity of the deficiency and your doctor's advice. When choosing a B12 supplement, look for the methylcobalamin form. This is the active, readily usable form of B12. Research suggests that methylcobalamin stays in the body's tissues longer than cyanocobalamin, a common synthetic form found in many cheaper multivitamins. To bypass potential absorption issues in the stomach and intestines, sublingual lozenges, dissolved under the tongue, or oral sprays are excellent options. These allow the B12 to be absorbed directly into the bloodstream through the rich network of blood vessels in the mouth lining. Vitamin C, the collagen builder and antioxidant bodyguard for muscles. When we think of vitamin C, boosting immunity and fighting off colds usually comes to mind. That's certainly true, but vitamin C's benefits extend much further, playing a surprisingly vital role in maintaining muscle health as we age. One of its most critical functions is its essential role in the synthesis of collagen. Collagen isn't just for smooth skin. It's the body's most abundant structural protein, acting like the glue, or scaffolding, that holds tissues together. It forms the connective tissues that surround and support muscle fibers, as well as tendons, connecting muscle to bone, and ligaments connecting bone to bone. Without adequate vitamin C, the body cannot produce enough high-quality collagen. This leads to weakened connective tissues around the muscles, making them less stable and more susceptible to injury, tears, and strains during activity. Research has established a clear link. Older adults with higher blood levels of vitamin C tend to exhibit significantly stronger grip strength and better overall muscle function compared to those with lower levels. Beyond its role as a structural builder, vitamin C is also a powerful antioxidant. Throughout our lives, our bodies generate unstable molecules called free radicals as byproducts of metabolism and exposure to environmental factors. These free radicals act like tiny vandals, damaging cells, including muscle cells. Over time, this cumulative damage, known as oxidative stress, contributes to muscle weakening and atrophy. Vitamin C, as a potent antioxidant, acts like a dedicated bodyguard, neutralizing these harmful free radicals before they can cause significant damage, thus helping to protect the integrity and function of muscle cells and slow down the muscle aging process. Additionally, vitamin C plays an indirect but important role in energy production within muscle cells. It is required for the synthesis of a compound called carnitine. Carnitine acts like a delivery truck, transporting fatty acids, fats, into the mitochondria, the cell's power plants, to be burned for energy. If vitamin C levels are low, carnitine synthesis may be impaired, hindering the efficient use of fat for fuel by the muscles. This can contribute to muscle fatigue and reduced endurance. A key characteristic of vitamin C is that our bodies cannot produce it on their own, nor can they store it for long periods. Any excess vitamin C is quickly excreted in the urine. This means we need a consistent, daily intake to ensure our bodies have enough for all its crucial functions, including muscle protection. The best sources of vitamin C are fresh fruits and vegetables. Excellent choices include citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruits, lemons, berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, kiwi, guava, papaya, bell peppers, especially red ones, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, and even potatoes. Aim to include a variety of these colorful foods in your diet every day. The recommended daily allowance RDA for vitamin C is about 7 mg for women and 90 mg for men in older adulthood. However, many nutrition experts believe that for optimal health benefits, particularly for muscle support and combating oxidative stress, higher intakes may be beneficial, possibly in the range of 200 to 400 mg per day or even more. If dietary intake is insufficient, supplementation can be helpful. When choosing a vitamin C supplement, you might consider products that include bioflavonoids, natural compounds often found alongside vitamin C in citrus fruits. Research suggests this combination can enhance vitamin C absorption by up to 35% and prolong its activity in the body. Another advanced option is liposomal vitamin C. In this technology, the vitamin C molecules are encapsulated within tiny fat bubbles, liposomes, that mimic the body's cell membranes. This protective layer helps the vitamin survive digestion and pass through the intestinal wall more easily, dramatically increasing its bioavailability, the amount that actually reaches the bloodstream. Some studies suggest liposomal delivery can increase bioavailability by up to 98% compared to standard oral supplements, ensuring more vitamin reaches your muscle tissues where it's needed most. Coenzyme Q10's CoQ10, the spark plug, for muscle energy factories. Finally, our sixth crucial ally is coenzyme Q10, often shortened to CoQ10. Technically, it's not a vitamin or mineral, but a vitamin-like compound that our bodies can synthesize naturally. CoQ10 is present in almost all our cells, but is found in the highest concentrations in organs with high energy demands, such as the heart, liver, kidneys, and, importantly for our discussion, our muscles. CoQ10's primary role is to act as an essential spark plug within the mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside each cell. It's within the mitochondria that nutrients from food and oxygen are converted into ATP, the energy currency that fuels virtually all bodily functions. It's estimated that over 95% of our body's energy is generated through processes that depend on CoQ10. Muscles are among the most energy-hungry tissues in the body, so an adequate supply of CoQ10 is absolutely vital for maintaining their strength, endurance, and ability to function properly. The problem is, much like many other beneficial compounds, our body's natural production of CoQ10 declines significantly as we age. Levels of CoQ10 in tissues, particularly the heart and muscles, can drop by as much as 65% as we move into our later years. This decline means the cellular power plants become less efficient, producing less energy. This energy deficit is a key underlying factor contributing to the feelings of fatigue, lethargy, muscle weakness, and poor recovery after exertion that many older adults experience and often attribute solely to getting older. But there's another factor that makes CoQ10 deficiency even more concerning for many seniors: the use of certain common medications, most notably the statin class of drugs e.g. atorvastatin, simvastatin, rosuvastatin, which are widely prescribed to lower cholesterol levels. Ironically, the biochemical pathway the body uses to produce cholesterol is the same pathway it uses to produce CoQ10. When statins block cholesterol production, they inadvertently also block CoQ10 production. Consequently, people taking statins often have significantly lower levels of CoQ10 in their blood and muscle tissues. This helps explain why a substantial percentage, estimated to be as high as 60% of statin users, report experiencing muscle-related side effects including muscle pain, myalgia, weakness, cramps, or fatigue. It creates a troubling scenario where the natural age-related decline in CoQ10 is compounded by the very medication intended to protect cardiovascular health. So, where can we get CoQ10? It is found in some foods, such as organ meats, heart, liver, fatty fish, salmon, herring, beef, peanuts, and soybean oil. However, the amounts present in food are relatively small and generally insufficient to compensate for the age-related decline or statin-induced depletion, especially to reach levels that might provide therapeutic benefits. Therefore, CoQ10 supplementation is often considered by healthcare professionals, particularly for older adults and those taking statin medications. The commonly recommended supplemental dose ranges from 100 to 200 mg per day. For individuals on statins, higher doses, typically in the range of 200 to 300 mg per day, may be more beneficial in alleviating muscle symptoms. When choosing a CoQ10 supplement, there are a few important factors to consider. CoQ10 is naturally fat-soluble, which means its absorption from the digestive tract can be limited, especially in older individuals who may have issues with fat digestion or absorption. To improve absorption, look for products that include bioperin, a black pepper extract. Studies show bioperin can increase CoQ10 absorption by as much as 30%. In the ubiquinol form, this is the reduced active antioxidant form of CoQ10 that the body can use directly. The more common ubiquinone form needs to be converted by the body into ubiquinol first, and this conversion ability also tends to decrease with age. Therefore, supplementing directly with ubiquinol is often considered more effective, especially for older adults. Utilize water, soluble or enhanced absorption technology. Some manufacturers have developed special formulations that help CoQ10s, normally oil, soluble, disperse better in the watery environment of the gut, significantly boosting absorption. Some patented formulas have clinical studies showing absorption increases of up to 300% compared to standard CoQ10. The power of synergy and final thoughts. So, we've journeyed through our 6 invaluable allies: creatine, magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin C, and coenzyme Q10. Each one plays its own unique and vital role, working through different mechanisms to protect and maintain the health of our muscles. But the crucial takeaway message here is this: the real power lies in their harmonious combination. Think of it like a symphony orchestra. Each instrument has its own beautiful sound, but it's only when they all play together under the conductor's guidance that the music becomes truly magnificent and moving. Similarly, ensuring your body has adequate levels of all 6 of these nutrients creates a synergistic effect, providing a much greater overall benefit for muscle health than supplementing with just 1 or 2 in isolation. They work as a comprehensive team, collaborating to safeguard your strength, endurance, and mobility. However, please remember, and this is vitally important, these supplements, no matter how beneficial, are intended to supplement, to fill in nutritional gaps that your diet or your body's absorption capabilities might not be covering. The absolute foundation for muscle health and overall health will always be a wholesome, balanced, and varied diet. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. Ensure you're getting enough high-quality protein from sources like lean meats, fish, poultry, eggs, dairy, legumes, beans, lentils, and tofu, as protein provides the essential building blocks for muscle repair and growth. Fill your plate with a rainbow of vegetables and fruits to get a wide array of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Include whole grains, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats. Such a diverse diet not only supplies the 6 key nutrients we've discussed, but also provides countless other beneficial compounds that work together synergistically to support your well-being. And, of course, we cannot forget the indispensable role of regular physical activity. Nutrition and exercise are like 2 sides of the same coin. You need both for healthy muscles. You don't need to become a marathon runner or a weightlifter. Gentle, consistent movement appropriate for your fitness level is key. Walking, swimming, cycling, even stationary, gentle yoga, tai chi, gardening, or even just doing household chores regularly, it all counts. Importantly, try to incorporate some form of light resistance exercise a few times a week to specifically challenge and stimulate your muscles. This could be as simple as doing chair squats, standing up and sitting down repeatedly, lifting light hand weights or water bottles, or using resistance bands. Find activities you enjoy, as that makes it much easier to stick with them long term. My dear friends, taking care of our muscles as we age isn't about vanity or looking buff. It goes much deeper than that. It's about protecting our independence and our freedom. It's about having the strength and stability to walk confidently, to care for ourselves, to avoid relying on others for basic daily tasks. It's about significantly reducing the risk of falls, those terrifying accidents that can lead to devastating injuries, hospitalization, and a rapid loss of mobility and confidence. It's about maintaining a healthier metabolism, which helps with weight management and blood sugar control. Ultimately, it's about preserving our quality of life, enabling us to continue doing the things we love, engaging with family and friends, and enjoying our later years with vitality and joy. Investing in your muscle health is truly an investment in your future independence and freedom. It's a priceless investment that yields returns far beyond any monetary value. If, after hearing all this information, you suspect you might be deficient in one or more of these crucial nutrients, or if you're experiencing symptoms like persistent fatigue, muscle weakness, cramps, or difficulty with movement, what is the single most important step you should take? It is absolutely essential to have an open and thorough discussion with your doctor or trusted healthcare provider. Don't hesitate to share your concerns and symptoms. Your doctor can assess your individual situation, possibly order simple blood tests to check your nutrient levels, and consider your overall health status, existing medical conditions, and any medications you are currently taking. Based on all this information, they can provide the most accurate advice on whether supplementation is necessary for you, which specific nutrients might be beneficial, and what dosage is appropriate and safe for your unique circumstances. Please, never self-prescribe or start taking supplements based solely on advertising, hearsay, or even information like this without consulting a qualified health professional first. Taking supplements incorrectly, wrong dose, wrong type, or when not actually needed, can be ineffective at best and potentially harmful at worst. It could interact negatively with your medications or mask underlying health problems. Your money could also be wasted on products you don't need. Remember, everybody is different and nutritional needs vary. Only your doctor or a registered dietitian nutritionist who knows your health history can provide the personalized guidance you need. By giving your body the right nutritional support, combined with a healthy diet and an active lifestyle, you can effectively combat the natural process of age-related muscle loss. You can hold on to your strength, your vitality, and your zest for life for many years to come. Wishing you all continued health, happiness, and the enduring strength to live life to the fullest.